The phone alarm goes off at 6 a.m., not with a melody, with a number. USD try 34.80. Hasan stares at the screen. Yesterday it was 34.20. Last month it was 32.50. Last year it was 28. He's 48 years old. He's watched the number climb his entire adult life, watched his salary shrink, watched his savings evaporate, watched his future disappear 1 decimal point at a time. Same morning, same city, 5 kilometers west, in a waterfront villa in Bebek. Kemal's alarm also goes off. Classical music, gentle. He doesn't check the dollar rate. He doesn't need to. His wealth is already in dollars, in euros, in assets that don't lose value when Turkey's currency collapses. He's 52 years old. He's made a fortune precisely because he understood the number Hasan fears. 2 men, same city, same economic crisis, completely different realities. This is Istanbul. This is Turkey. This is the lottery you don't choose. Kemal wakes in his bedroom overlooking the Bosphorus. Floor-to-ceiling windows. The water glitters in the early light. European side to his left, Asian side to his right. The city sprawled before him like a personal kingdom. His wife is already awake, drinking coffee on the terrace. Real coffee, imported. Not the instant Nescafe most Turks drink because they can't afford anything else. "Günaydın aşkım," she says. "Good morning, my love." He kisses her forehead, pours himself coffee, opens his iPad, checks his portfolio. Real estate holdings, $45 million, diversified across London, Dubai, Istanbul. Tech investments, $12 million, stocks, $8 million, all in foreign currency, all safe from Turkish lira's endless collapse. He built his empire in the 90s, started with construction, shifted to tech, always stayed ahead, always converted to dollars, always protected his wealth. The newspaper on the table has the headline, Asgari Ücret Tartışması, minimum wage debate. The government just raised it to 17,000 lira per month. Sounds like a lot, but at 35 lira to the dollar, that's $485 per month. Kemal pays his housekeeper 20,000 lira, his driver 25,000, his gardener 18,000. He considers himself generous. His daughter calls from London. She's doing her master's at LSE. Tuition, 30,000 per year, no problem. He transfers it from his UK account. At 8 a.m., his driver arrives. Mercedes S-Class. They drive to his office in Maslak, Istanbul's financial district. Glass towers, international companies. Everyone here speaks English. Everyone here earns in dollars or euros. His company? Tech consulting, clients in Europe and the US, revenue in dollars, expenses in lira. The exchange rate collapse is the best thing that ever happened to his profit margins. Morning meeting. His team presents last quarter's results. Revenue up 40% in dollar terms, up 180% in lira terms. Everyone celebrates. Fantastic work, he tells them. Bonuses for everyone. Lunch at Sunset Grill and Bar. Steak, 2,500 lira. That's more than Hasan's weekly grocery budget. But the view is spectacular. The Bosphorus, the bridges, the city. His lunch companion is another businessman. They talk about opportunities, about buying distressed assets, about how crisis creates wealth for those who have capital. The key, Kemal explains, is to think in dollars. Live in Turkey, but think in dollars. His friend agrees. They order another bottle of wine, French, 4,000 lira. They don't even blink. Hasan wakes in a 2-bedroom apartment in Kağıthane. Not a bad neighborhood, not a good one either. Just average, where most of Istanbul lives. The apartment is his, technically. He bought it 15 years ago with a mortgage. Still paying. Will be paying for another 10 years. His wife is already in the kitchen, making breakfast. Bread, cheese, olives, tomatoes, tea. The Turkish breakfast that's the same whether you're rich or poor, except the rich add more items. "Günaydın," she says. There's worry in her voice. There's always worry now. He drinks his tea, checks his phone, sees the dollar rate, feels the familiar knot in his stomach. He works as a mid-level manager at a textile company. Been there 22 years. His salary, 45,000 lira per month, 3 times minimum wage. Sounds good, but that's $1,285 per month. Mortgage, 12,000 lira. Utilities, 4,500 lira. Electricity tripled in the last year. Groceries, 15,000 lira. Inflation officially 65%, actually closer to 150%. Transportation, 2,000 lira. His son's university expenses, 8,000 lira. That's 41,500 lira. He has 3,500 lira left for everything else. He used to have savings, a retirement fund, but inflation destroyed it. At 7 a.m., he takes the Metrobus to work, packed, shoulder to shoulder with thousands of others, all going to jobs that barely cover their expenses, all stressed, all tired, all holding on. The factory is in Istanbul, industrial zone. His office is small, functional, no Bosphorus-view, no imported coffee, just instant Nescafe from a machine. Morning meeting. The owner is angry. Costs are up. We need to cut expenses. Hasan knows what that means. No raises, maybe layoffs, maybe he'll have to work longer hours for the same pay. His colleague whispers, "My brother went to Germany last month, working in a warehouse, earning 2,000. He says I should come." How many times has Hasan heard this conversation? How many friends and family have left? Brain drain, they call it. After work, he stops at the grocery store, needs basics. Bread, milk, eggs, vegetables. Bread, 15 lira. It was 5 lira last year. Milk, 45 lira. Eggs, 65 lira for a dozen. Tomatoes, 40 lira per kilo. He does the math in his head, compares prices to last week. Everything up, always up. The young cashier looks exhausted. Minimum wage, 17,000 lira per month. She's studying at university. Works this job to help her family. Hasan pays 450 lira for basic groceries. That's 1285 baht. But for him, it's 1% of his monthly salary. Gone for one dinner. Istanbul is a city of 16 million people. Some of them are Kemal. Most of them are Hasan. Kemal shops at Zorlu Center, where stores accept dollars, where prices rival London and Paris. Hasan shops at the local market, where vendors accept only lira, where everyone negotiates because everyone's desperate. They live 5 kilometers apart. They might pass each other on the street. They'll never know it. Their worlds don't intersect. The lira's collapse isn't equally distributed. For those with dollars, it's a blessing. For those with only lira, it's a slow-motion catastrophe. But here's the remarkable thing about Turkey, about Istanbul, about people like Hasan. They endure. Hallederiz. We'll manage. We'll figure it out. It's the national motto, the Turkish superpower, the ability to survive impossible situations through sheer determination and improvisation. Hasan negotiates with creditors. His wife started selling homemade pastries to neighbors. His son tutors high school students. The family pools resources. They adapt. This is different from joy. It's not celebration. It's resilience. It's 10 a.m. Kemal is in another meeting, discussing expansion into European markets. The world is open to him. It's 10 a.m. Hasan is responding to emails, trying to cut costs, trying to keep his job. Neither knows the other exists, but they're connected. Their fates intertwined in ways neither understands. Kemal's wealth exists partly because Hasan's labor is cheap. Hasan's struggle exists partly because people like Kemal convert to dollars. It's not personal. It's not malicious. It's just how the system works. But this isn't a story about hopelessness, because despite everything, Hasan hasn't given up. His son will finish university. His daughter is studying hard, dreaming of becoming a doctor. His wife's pastry business is growing. Word of mouth, neighbor to neighbor. Hasan is learning English online at 48 after working all day because maybe he can get a job with an international company. Maybe he can earn in dollars too. Is it likely? Probably not, but it's possible. And possibility is hope. This is the Turkish spirit, stubborn, determined refusal to quit. Hallederiz. Kemal is 52. Hasan is 48. Different currencies, different outcomes. The sun sets over Istanbul. The call to prayer echoes from 1,000 mosques. The Bosphorus glows golden. The city lives. And tomorrow morning at 6 a.m., both men will wake up. Kemal will check his portfolio. Hasan will check the dollar rate. But this isn't a tragedy because Hasan is pushing. His family is pushing. Millions of families are pushing. They don't need everything to be fair. They just need a chance. And Hasan is pushing because that's Hallederiz. That's resilience. That's hope. Not the hope that everything will be perfect, but the hope that effort matters, that tomorrow might be different. This is Turkey, both of them, the wealth and the struggle, the dollars and the lira. 2 men, 2 lives, 1 city. The question is, what does tomorrow look like? For Kemal, security. For Hasan, unknown, but he'll face it, because Hallederiz isn't just a saying, it's survival, it's identity, it's hope.